Warmest of welcomes back to the 15 grand house that's being renovated in rural France. Welcome to the channel. My name's Ryan. You're watching Life of Ryan, and I have an update for y'all. For anyone who doesn't know, I have been forced out of rural France. My hand has been forced. And that's okay, because we are working on getting back to rural France. And in fact, next month is going to be the pivotal month where we find out whether our application to come back to rural France is successful. And potentially we could be back in rural France next month as well, because as soon as that application comes back, as soon as we get the green light, we're going to be there, baby. Straight on the plane. Woo! Up in the air. Above the clouds, baby. That's how we roll. It's been a process. As we watch Dave cut up this wood that he's going to be taking to the dump very kindly. Very kindly. It's been a long process, and it's been a difficult one. I expected to be back in France back in August. We're now approaching the end of September as of filming this video. Yeah, so it's been a very drawn out process, as is most things when it comes to France. No offence, but I'm very excited to obviously be getting back and be able to get back in the house. I have a house in France that I cannot access, so it's very difficult. And a lot of people, if you're wondering the details of the situation, well, I've said it many times, so I don't want to just gloss over it. Okay, my wife and I together cannot access France freely and willingly. That's all you gotta know. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. This room, by the way, is the room where we were looking into at the beginning of the video, where the washing machine and dryer is going to go. It's probably the room that's currently in the worst condition and will remain so for a while. But you're about to see a door be opened for the first time. Even I hadn't opened this door yet, and Dave's going to be the first one to open it. Absolute legend of a man. Legend of a man. So another thing I want to mention, this is the outside of my house, by the way, no garden, goes straight onto the street. Not much in terms of privacy, but nice views for those who know. And a lot of people, or some people, have found my house in real, and that's okay, but I wouldn't say it's weird. It's normal for people to be curious, that's totally fine. But of course, with me not being in rural France, there's nothing of value in the house, of course. But it's still a little bit like, oh, when strangers know where you live, it can be a bit weird, because people on the internet be tripping out at the moment. There's a lot of hate in the world, which is very sad to see, I must admit. And by the way, you can see how much thicker the wall has gotten with the insulation and the metal stud work there towards the centre left of the frame. You can see how much space we've lost with regards to the new walls. And there you go. So quite an interesting shot this is. Much appreciate Dave for the help. And that's going to mark the end of day one, by the way, in the house. And we're going to go into a new day where Dave now has some insulation to insulate on the first floor, I believe this is. They do look alike quite a bit. But yeah, you can also see the electrics there, the black ducting, that's the electrics running up to the ceiling where a light will go. So fantastic, the insulation's going in. You're going to see quite a bit in this video, which is great. Now, going back to what we were talking about, the whole immigration situation and and what's going on in the world at the moment. The last few weeks in the news cycle have been quite negative, I must admit. And it's sad to see, it really is. And of course, I've been making a few videos with regards to the situation that's going on in France. They planned some huge protests. The Prime Minister got voted out, and then there were still protests, but the strikes and protests died down a lot compared to what could have been. And that's, I think, due to the fact that the Prime Minister and the austerity measures were scrapped. So that's a very good thing, of course, that the strikes and protests weren't quite as big. Although, if you did catch it in the news, it was still quite. There were many protests throughout large French cities in France, but fortunately, it didn't really spread to the countryside with regards to like grassroots blocking roads and all that, although there was still some of that. A bus was burnt as well. It's terrible to see, actually. There was a little bit of damage happening, a little bit of violence and all that, and that's always a bad thing, I think, when it comes to life itself. Yes, very sad, very sad. But life does go on. And I think the worst of it had been swerved by the Prime Minister being ousted. So that's a good thing that there won't be continuous strikes and protests in France. Although it is France, so there's always strikes popping up here and there and everywhere. So yeah, that's it. I haven't posted in about 2 weeks. This is my first video in 2 weeks, and that is because I have been a busy boy working on some projects outside of YouTube, which is always good fun to diversify and keep things fresh. But I am still here, of course, hence why I thought I'd make this update video for y'all. And you can see some progress in the house. I've also been working on some different kinds of videos with regards to the renovation. Like, I did a video last year that was really good. 30 days of renovation. No, I bought the cheapest house in France, 30 days of renovation in 30 minutes. And it went super mega viral, yay. And it was so popular, in fact, that the title was copied word for word by another channel. And they put 40 days of renovation in 30 minutes. So they just changed one number, which is, you know what, fair play, because their video also seems to have gone viral. So I am absolutely happy that I've inspired someone else to make a very successful video. I know some people can get kind of weird when someone copies you, but I don't mind, you know. What is it? Copying is the best form of flattery or something like that? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it was fun. It was funny to see when I found the video with a extremely similar title. But I love it. And I've probably unknowingly, subconsciously copied other people on YouTube in the past as well, you know. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But yeah, that's it for the update. So hopefully we will be back in France next month. You'll be the first to know. Well, I'll be the first to know, technically. Well, the person who's deciding whether we can come back, who's sitting in an office somewhere, will technically be the first to know. But I might be the second or third to know. And then you'll be the fourth or fifth to know. And so on, so forth. By the way, Dave's doing a great job here. So it's the second layer of insulation. You can see all the wirings done, running along the bottom of the wall, all to code, because I've used the best Sparky in the whole of rural France, and I will stand by that until my last breath. Okay, Duncan is an amazing man, legend of a man, legend. So yes, but it's been a tough one. It's been a tough one not being able to get back to France in so long. I've missed you guys as well, not making a video in 2 weeks. Time has flown by, I want to say, you know. I've been sending documents. I'm waiting to receive documents and stuff with regards to getting back to France. There's just so much that's gone into it, as well as doing projects outside of YouTube. So I've been preoccupied, shall we say, with regards to making YouTube videos, and for that I am humbly sorry. Okay, 2 weeks is long enough for you guys to wait. It should be shorter, of course. I do get a little bit of stick for not having a defined schedule, but this is how we roll. This is a channel about rural France, baby. It's how we roll. No. 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 Okay. Crikey. What's wrong with me? I had a can of Coke. A can of Coca-Cola, so I'm getting that sugar rush. That's why I'm a bit weird. Well, I'm naturally a bit weird, but it's just amplified. And Dave's doing a great job, which I've said many a times, but what a ledge. What an absolute legend. And windows. Dave opening the window has reminded me of the windows. You can see these windows on this floor. They don't look in too bad a condition, alright? I know they're not double glazing, so the best thing to do would be replace them. You know, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one for me. And now we are, you've guessed it, by what you can see on the screen, we are in the attic. And what Dave's doing is measuring, because he's going to be putting the insulation in the attic. And because we're not using the attic as a kind of room or a livable space, then Dave's just going to lay the insulation on top of the existing beams, which we did not change in the attic. And the reason why, I'm going to explain right now. So, the attic is not a livable space because I know for a fact I've been in enough attics in old houses in France. In the winter, they can get really cold despite insulation because they're at the top of the house. And in the summertime, they will become an absolute sweatbox. Despite insulation, they will be a sweatbox. Okay? Especially in the summer is the worst. And I just thought to myself, with the lost head height as well, even though it's quite a good sized big room, I just... It's just not... You know, it's not the best space that I want to focus on at the moment. All these things can be changed in the future when it comes to the attic. We're not doing something that's permanent. Oh no, the attic's going to be like this forever. No, we can always change it in the future. But I would rather, and I stand by this, I would rather focus on the basement to make it livable as opposed to the attic. And people are like, oh, but the basement's going to be really damp, super damp. No, it's not. The basement is amazing. Okay, it's an amazing space and it couldn't be so much more unique than the attic. I know people are going to disagree with me, but in the summertime the basement will be naturally nice and cool. It'll be a place to come to escape to, a haven, a safe space. Great job there, by the way, with the insulation, Dave, looking good. And of course he's going to do the rest of this as well. But yeah, that's my thought process behind the what I just said. Why not the attic? Why not make it livable? And by the way, you can really see the roof's in good condition. That massive hole on the left and a small hole on the right there, they are called windows. Okay, so for anyone who thinks that the roof looks in terrible condition, it really doesn't. It really does not. Okay, and that's it. That's it for the renovation content of this video. Dave finishes off the I think he maybe ran out of insulation. I don't know, I can't remember what exactly. We'll find out in future videos, but it's great to see you again. I hope you enjoyed this little update and I hope you enjoyed the renovation content. If you want to see more, and I didn't answer any comments this time, and that is because obviously I've been getting a lot of comments because the last few videos have been about the whole situation in France. And one thing I noticed, despite those videos being some of the easiest videos to make and getting quite good views as well, the comments about, like, The comments under those videos, it's not targeted at me, but they're very, some of them can be very toxic, because I'm discussing a situation that obviously people were not happy about, and I understand that. But I had a good long think, and I don't want people to come away from having watched one of my videos with negative energy, despite the negative energy being about the actual subject of the video and not about me. But I do feel like maybe I've caused that because they've watched my video, and so I'm just probably going to focus on renovation a little bit more than talking about what's going on in France, because it's, you know, it's the negative vibes. I don't want to put that out into the world, you know. I want you guys to be happy. And that's all from me. I'm going to love you and leave you now, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't worry, I won't wait 2 weeks to give you another update. Next month is going down. I can't wait. Hope you're excited as well. Much love to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.